from the Second Age of Reason, we're celebrating the 40th anniversary since we've landed on the moon. There have been several expeditions to the moon, but none recently. That was like 30 and 40 years ago. Anyway, I'm here to bring you some fun facts about the moon. Maybe you've heard these before, maybe you haven't. Some of these are into several categories. One is into the personal experience, and some are just into general numbers and facts. Fact number 1, that the Earth and the moon rotate around the sun. That should be obvious. Fact number 2, people believe that the moon rotates around the Earth. It's in an orbit around the Earth. That's only partly true. Actually, the Earth and the moon are more like a binary planet system, and they rotate around their center of gravity, which is why we have a little bit of a wobble and an oblong thing and tides and whatnot. They rotate around their center of gravity, as do all objects in space. The other thing is about the personal experience on the surface of the moon. You go there, there is no air, no atmosphere, nothing you could breathe. If you were not wearing some protective suit, you would discover that you would be dead very quickly and very painfully. The vacuum of space is not meant for human flesh. Also, you'll notice that it's easy to get disoriented. Everything is the same grayish color on the moon, and there's no trees or buildings or anything to give you a point of reference. So you never know exactly how far away a boulder is from you. You could kind of sort of guess it based on your binocular vision, but a lot of times you could be very easily wrong. The gravity on the surface is about 1/6 that of Earth. But if you're wearing a protective spacesuit, it's going to be more likely a third, because the suit's probably going to weigh as much as you do. The next part of this personal experience is what we see. Like on Earth, we look up and we see the sun and the moon. The sun we see rise and set, and it's on a 24-hour cycle. That's called a day. And then the moon rises and sets. It kind of goes with the day, but you can tell that the moon moves through the sky, and it seems to come to the same point about once a month. So that's the moon's orbit. So, and then of course we orbit around the sun as well on the yearly thing. So on the Earth, the year is 365 days. The month is actually about 28 or 29 days, but we've made them also 30 or 31 for business purposes. And the year is 365 days, and a day is 24 hours. Now, if you were on the moon, here are some fun facts that you may not have thought about. Number 1 fact, the day on the moon. From sunrise to sunrise on the moon is 28 days. That's the moon cycle, because you can tell from the phases of the moon. 28 days is how long one day lasts on the moon. The second thing is, how long is a year on the moon? Well, the moon goes around the sun, and so the year would also be about 365 days. Then the question is, are there seasons on the moon? Well, not really, because the moon doesn't turn on its axis relative to Earth. It always has the same thing facing the Earth. And there's no atmosphere, no plant life, no animal life, and so therefore probably no seasons. There's no hot and cold season, no rainy season, no dry season. It's all the same. There might be a light season and a dark season. There is no sunset on the moon, no sunset. And the sun goes down, and what you would call sunset or twilight, it lasts about 2 hours. From when the sun touches the horizon to when the sun is under the horizon, and the sky isn't blue, the sky is always black. The only difference is that at night on the moon you can see the stars, but the day, I think the glare of the sun pretty well makes the stars hard to see or invisible. the next thing about the moon is you'll wonder how long is the month on the moon. In that case, you would say the Earth. How long does it take the Earth to rise and set and all that? Actually, they've sometimes shown you pictures and said, this is Earthrise on the moon. In reality, there is no Earthrise on the moon. None. From the moon, wherever you see the Earth, it stays fixed in the sky, in the same place in the sky, forever. The moon, the Earth you look at, you'll see it's turning around. But from the moon, you'll just see it's turning around, but it's not moving in the sky. You'll see the phases of the Earth. The full Earth, the waxing Earth, the waning Earth, and the new Earth. You'll see it. But Earth will just be stuck in the sky at the same position from any given point on the moon. Which is interesting because the far side of the moon, which we never see, correspondingly, they never see Earth. They see the sun go up and down, and they see some movements in the sky, but they never ever see the Earth. So I thought that was an interesting bit of observation that you would have if you went on to the moon. And so that pretty much concludes my look into fascinating moon facts for the 40th anniversary of the first landing on the surface of the moon. A great step for mankind. And hopefully we'll be able to take more steps on other planets, hopefully more hospitable, friendly, nice climate planets than the moon. And so that's all for today. We'll be seeing you.